Welcome to Funchal, the capital of the island of Madeira. We are here for day 4 highlights for the 2024 Para Swimming European Open Championships. Further 18 medals were to be presented tonight and 18 more European champions crowned. The first race of the evening was the men's 400 freestyle in the S6 classification. In the centre lane, going from the dive was Antonio Fantini of Italy. The Italian had been on record-breaking form earlier in the season in the 100 metres freestyle. And he stretched away from the field, leaving Andre Graniczka and Ties van Hofwegen battling it out for the minor places. As the race progressed, Antonio Fantini, the reigning European champion, had his sights set on the long-standing world record held by Sweden's Anders Olsson, which has stood since 2009. And as he hit the last turn, he was bang on world record form. Olsson had been the European champion back in 2009 and also Paralympic champion, and Fantini had his sights set on that record right from the off. The silver and bronze medal positions were still being fought out by Graniczka and Van Hofwegen, but when they arrived at the final stages, it was only one swimmer against the clock. Antonio Fantini into the last 5, stopped the clock at 4:48.71, just a second outside the world record still held by Anders Olsson. So close for Fantini, but the record lives for another day. Graniczka and Van Hofwegen took the silver and bronze.
The first event of the evening's program for visually impaired athletes was the men's 200 meters individual medley SM11 classification. World champion Danilo Shuvarov of the Ukraine went in lane 5, but Paralympic champion Roger Dorsman was in 4. It was youngster Kratcheville of Czechia that went out quickly down the first length, but Roger Dorsman hit the front of the pack at the halfway point, and then the breaststroke gold medalist from earlier in the week looked very strong. It was a race against Dorsman and the clock, and the question was, could he break the world record? He finished in emphatic style, stopping the clock 2:18.01, 15 100ths under the old world record held by Shuvarov, who was in lane 5. Shuvarov took the silver medal, having broken that world record to win last year's World Championships and beat Roger Dorsman. There was a delay while the goggles were checked. All swimmers in the SM11 classification group having to wear blacked out goggles unless they have prosthetic eyes. Dorsman was clear of the field. Kratcheville, after that excellent butterfly start, held on to take the bronze. Dorsman enjoying an exceptional week here in Madeira. And as those results were confirmed, the new world record will be ratified, and Dorsman has his names back in the record books for this one, the men's 200 metres individual medley SM11. There was noise in the pool as that world record was confirmed, and Dorsman picked up his 4th gold medal of the week, Shuvarov with the silver and Kratcheville with the bronze.
In the women's 200 metres individual medley SM11 final, world record breaker from yesterday in the 100 metres breaststroke, Daria Lukyanenko, was returning to the pool in the centre lane. Lisette Bronsma, the European record holder from the Netherlands, was also one of the favourites for this one, but the breaststroke world record holder stretched away on the breaststroke element of this individual medley, and as she came into the freestyle, she had a little bit of a tussle with the lane ropes, but was able to extract herself from the difficulties and stretch away ahead of Brunsma. Brunsma was closing, but it was Lukyanenko who touched the wall first in a sensational time of 2:38.47, over a second inside the old world record held by Ma Jia of China. It's been a good couple of days for Lukyanenko. The breaststroke in the individual medley often very important, and you can see the margin of lead that Lukyanenko had at the end of that breaststroke leg. Brunsma herself was also in good form. The European record stood since 2023 at a time of 2:45.37, and Brunsma finished just half a second outside that mark. She is having a good week, but a sensational week is being had by Daria Lukyanenko. The bronze medal went to Great Britain's Eliza Humphrey, who finished very strongly for bronze medal position. Lisette Brunsma in second, but the world record was confirmed, and Lukyanenko takes another gold. 2 golds in 2 days for Lukyanenko and 2 world record swims.
The men's 100 metres breaststroke SP12 final was a packed field as all recent major championship medalists took to the start line. The dominant force in this one in recent years has been Vali Issavilov of Azerbaijan, who turned first 30.77. The world champion, the Paralympic champion, led the way from Paralympic bronze medalist Artur Savudnov at the halfway stage, but there was danger at the top of the pool as world record holder, Paralympic and world silver medalist Alexei Fedina started to challenge in the closing stages of the race. Isvilov had asserted his dominance at the front of the field, but the silver and bronze 2 into 3 doesn't go, and we saw them touch the wall. Isvilov taking the title, Fedina with an excellent finish, and it was Vladimir Izotov who came through for the bronze medal.
Madeira, your medalists.
Alexei Fedina on the podium once again.
In the women's 100 metres breaststroke in the SB12 classification, it was Elena Kravtsov, the world record holder, who was the favourite. She went in lane number 4. Kravtsov, who won the world title last year, was also Paralympic champion, stretched away to an excellent split in the first 50 of 34.11, followed by Italy's Alicia Berra and South Africa's Alani Ferreira. Kravtsov, who returned to the pool after health issues after she won that gold medal in Tokyo at the Paralympic Games, came back last year with an excellent swim, and this year had her sights set on challenging that long-standing world record which she stood since 2019. As she approached the last couple of metres, the record was almost on, but it just slipped by over half a second. 1:13.38 was the fastest time that we've seen in the world this year, with Italy's Alicia Berra taking the silver medal, and it was Slovakia's Karina Petrakovicheva who took the bronze. First medal for the Slovaks.
Next race up was the men's 100 metres backstroke S13 final, and Ihar Boki has been a dominant force across this classification group in recent years, and he came in to these finals as the pre-race favourite. He didn't get away well though off the start block, and at the halfway turn it was Vladimir Sotnikov that led the way. A bit of a shock, and Boki had a great underwater phase off the turn to catch up by the 75-metre mark, and everybody expected him to carry on that speed and travel through to an easy victory. Sotnikov though had other ideas, and he kept fighting hard, and as they came into the final touch, it was Vladimir Sotnikov, the Paralympic Games bronze medalist, that caused somewhat of an upset to take the victory in 58.03. Ihar Boki was confirmed as a silver medalist, and world champion Thomas van Vanrooy took the bronze.
In the women's 100 metres backstroke, there was European record holder and world record holder, and also world champion in the middle 3 lanes. Carlotta Gili, the reigning European champion in lane number 3, was behind the Paralympic champion Gia Pergolini in the early stages. The American stretched away as she hit the turn, and she was followed by world champion from last year, Roisin Ní Rian from Ireland. Ní Rian has had a great championship so far with a gold and silver medal for the Irish team. She was over in lane number 5, but she couldn't catch Gia Pergolini, Paralympic champion and world record holder. The American showing great form as she came into the last 5. Roisin Ní Rian was chasing her, but it was Pergolini who got to the wall first. Ní Rian in second position and Gili touching in third place. A great swim again from Pergolini. She was the Open champion. Ní Rian took the European gold, with Gili the European silver, and Marian Polo Lopez from Spain the European bronze.
Madeira, your medalists. Madeira, as atletas medalhadas. Freestyle S8 final.
The men's 100 metres freestyle S8 final was an all-European affair, apart from fastest qualifier, 17-year-old Australian Callum Simpson, who occupied the centre lane. He turned first in a tight battle with Dimitris Michelinzakis of Greece, who had an excellent first 50 metres and was looking strong down through 75 metres. Simpson challenging all the way, but the battle behind was hotting up, coming through strongly. In 5 was Michelinzakis, but Mark Malia of Israel had a storming finish after he turned and came through well. Simpson did take the victory, the only swimmer to go under the 59 mark. Malia took the European gold. Michelinzakis held on for European silver, and the European bronze went to Andrei Nikolaev.
In the men's 50 metres backstroke S3 final, Denis Ostapchenko of Ukraine, world champion from 2023, was in the centre lane. It was a great start though for Germany's Josiah Topp, using the full 15 metres underwater, letting the others in the field chase him down. Ostapchenko, 1 lane up from the German, was catching as the race progressed with everyone else in a row. Topp, well, it was a question whether he could hang on to that early lead, and it was an excellent swim from the German, but as they approached the last 10 metres, Ostapchenko with the longer arms had the advantage as they came in under the flags. Topp still held on to second place, but Ostapchenko came away to take the gold medal. He retains his European title. It was an excellent swim from Josiah Topp of Germany to claim the silver medal position, and the young Frenchman Dimitri Grandjeau was on the podium again in bronze medal place.
The women's 50 metre backstroke S3 final had no heats this morning, but there was a full race tonight, and the pre-race favourite was world champion Ellie Chalice for Great Britain in lane 4. Zoya Shurova got off to a good start in 5, 1 lane up from her, as did Domiziana Mincianati of Italy. It was those that led in the early stages, but Chalice by 25 metres had hit the front of the pack. Marta Fernandez Infante of Spain promised to be a challenger in the closing stages, but the high turnover of Chalice was proving too strong for the rest of the field. Chalice made her debut for Great Britain in 2019, but this is her first competition at a European Championships, and it was a title that she wanted to take home.
on the 50
Challis
metres
did
backstroke,
stop the clock,
55-28 for
55-28,
Ellie Challis,
in first position to take that European title as she challenges for Paralympic gold in the summer. Shurova was confirmed as the silver medalist, and Fernandes Infante on the
Madeira,
podium
your
once again for
medalists.
Spain took the bronze.
Madeira, as vossas medalhadas. The men's 50 metres backstroke S4.
In the 50 metres backstroke S4, world record holder Roman Zdanov was favourite. He went in lane number 4, but good early starts from the swimmers either side of him. Arnos Petricek in lane number 5, and the best start was from Mats Topkin, the Estonian with the blue cap, in lane number 3. These swimmers, without the use of their upper limbs, were just being pegged back by Roman Zdanov as they came down past the halfway point. Zdanov, the world record holder, who had also won the Paralympic title and the last European title, came away to clinch another European gold medal position. It was very close for silver. Petricek and Topkin, they always have great tussles. And again, it was Petricek, the more experienced man, who got in ahead of Topkin by the smallest of margins, just 0.1 of a second. Zdanov, though, had repeated his European win, and the podium was exactly the same as it was in 2021.
And the women's 50 metres backstroke S4 final, it was in-form swimmer Gina Butcher of Germany in 5 against backstroke specialist Alexandra Stamatopoulou of Greece in 4. And it was Stamatopoulou, Paralympic Games bronze medalist in 50 backstroke, now swimming in the S4 classification group, who led the way down the early stages. The field was quite bunched behind her, but the challenge looked like it was coming from Butcher in 5. With 15 to go, Stamatopoulou held on to the lead, and it looked as if she might have sewn this one up. But Butcher had an excellent finish in her 150 metres individual medley earlier in the week, and as they went under the flag, she just gathered speed, and it was Butcher that got her arm to the wall first. 51.01. She came in ranked number 1 this year, and she finished on top. Gold again for Gina Butcher of Germany, silver to Stamatopoulou, and Marina Verbova took the bronze for Ukraine.
In the women's 200 metres individual medley SM5, 2 Italians were in the centre lanes after qualification this morning, and were favourites to take gold and silver. Monica Boggioni was top the world rankings this year. She went in lane number 4 next to her teammate Giulia Gueretti. It was the early start from Öztürk, the Turkey swimmer, in lane number 3, who was very good on the butterfly and backstroke legs. But when they got onto the breaststroke leg, Monica Boggioni was the one that hit the front. The Italian, a very strong breaststroker, as was her teammate Giulia Gueretti, with that breathing to the side technique that we have become so accustomed to at these championships. It was Boggioni who led after the breaststroke, and as she got into the freestyle, it looked like there was little doubt that she would win this title. Boggioni has topped the world rankings, and she has been world champion in this event. She took the world championship title back in 2022 when the event was held right here in Madeira. On that occasion, it was Gueretti who took the silver, and they looked like they were going to repeat that as they came down the freestyle. Öztürk has had a great week so far, some fantastic performances, and she has expanded her programme, the Turkey swimmer, to include this 200 metres individual medley. She was lying in 3rd place though, as Monica Boggioni hit the wall to take the title ahead of her Italian teammate Giulia Gueretti. 3:34.73 for Monica Boggioni was the fastest time that she has done this season. Gueretti took the silver, and another medal for the in-form Öztürk.
The men's 100 metres backstroke S7 final promised to be an exciting affair after fireworks in the heats this morning saw young swimmer from Turkey, Turgut Yaraman, break the world record as he was the only swimmer that broke the 1:10 mark. He was almost 3 seconds quicker than anyone else in the heat to set a world record of 1:07.91. The question on everybody's lips was, what could former world record holder, Paralympic and world champion Andrei Trusov of the Ukraine do in response? He answered very loudly down the first 50 metres as he took it out, attacked under world record pace. 32.42 was his split, with a quarter of a second advantage over the teenager from Turkey. As they came into the final stages, it was really, really tight. It came down to the final stroke. And indeed, Trusov did manage to get his hand to the wall first. Not only that, but he managed to go under the world record that Yaraman had set in the morning. A new time for the Paralympic champion, Trusov, 1:07.60. Once again, the scoreboard lit up with the fireworks and the message.
In the men's 100 metres freestyle S9, firm favourite for this one was Italy's Simone Barlam, who has dominated this event in recent years. He went in the centre lane and had a big lead as they went through the halfway point. Bogdan Moscovoy in second position at the turn, and also going well was Hugo Didier of France, one lane down from Barlam. As Barlam came into the finish, there was only one man who was going to take this title. Into the last 5 metres, Barlam touches the wall ahead of Didier, and Moscovoy in third position. As the Italian looked up, Didier looked at the scoreboard, and there was some drama as Barlam was disqualified after the race, which meant Didier became the European champion.
The women's 100-metre freestyle in the S9 classification is one of the most hotly contested events in the para swimming program. At the halfway stage, experienced Spaniard Saray Gascon led by 0.34 of a second from her compatriot Marcus Soto, but it was European record holder in the 50, Florian Bulcher, the Netherlands, who provided the biggest challenge in the early stages. Fastest qualifier for the final was Australian Victoria Belando Nicholson, and she looked to be making a last-minute surge, but it was Gascon who prevailed in the end by 0.34. The margin looked big. Gascon was happy. A 4th title in a row for her at these European Championships in this one. Gold for Spain, silver for Spain, open bronze for Australia, and bronze to Florian Bulcher of the Netherlands.
Italy topped the European medal table after day 4, just one ahead of Ukraine. It was a good night for Switzerland as they added a gold medal to their tally to take them up to 10th position. And 2 new countries were added to the medal podium, Estonia and Slovakia gaining a bronze each on day number 4. Well, day number 4 is over. We are now officially at the halfway point of the competition, so please join us again for day 5 highlights tomorrow.